Hello. Good night. I was just laying in bed and my mind was just not ready to go to sleep. So I figured I would get up and record a podcast. My name is Mackenzie Quintana. Welcome to the Genuine Ginger podcast. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so grateful that you are taking the time to listen to me, and I hope that what I have shared has been helpful. If you've listened to my episodes in the past, if you haven't, I'd love for you to check them out. Yeah, everyone in my house is supposed to be asleep, so I'm excited. I'm excited for today's topic. We are going to talk about two words or two questions that I have been asking myself lately that have really kind of helped shift things for me that I've struggled with for quite a while. And I'm going to tell you that what I'm saying will make sense as we continue on. So I'm planning to talk about both of them. We'll see how much I actually end up talking. Maybe this will be 2 episodes, but I feel like there's something that I need to say before I start. Hi. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I hope you know that God knows you, and He and Heavenly Mother, aka they are aware of you, and they're aware of your heart and the desires of your heart, and also the struggles that you're facing, and they're with you, and they're with you, and they're aware of you, and they want you to know how much they love you. So there's that. Okay, so I, like probably most women on this planet, have for most of my life tried to lose weight, tried to maintain a weight that I was comfortable at, or lose weight, or just that's just always been something that I've had to work at, is watching, paying attention to what I'm eating and trying to exercise and all the things, right? And that has looked very different over the course of my life, depending on, the various stages of life that I've been in, like most of us, right? But over the last, 4 years or so, as I've kind of started changing a lot of the way that I think and the way that I do things, I've really just tried to love my body, because I've realized that I can't. Oh, sorry, I thought I felt something crawling on my toes. I don't know what that was. It's dark in my office, so I don't know if that was just myself or like a cable, or if there was something crawling on me. Oh, okay. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. 1 second. Okay, yes. So I've really just strived to develop more love and acceptance for my body, because I realized that it's really hard to change something if I can't accept how it is already. And I think I kind of touched on that at the very, very beginning of this podcast, that that was like something that had to shift for me for my entire life in general. That I was, I wanted to be this different person, but I couldn't, because I couldn't just accept who I was at the, in that time, and love, and, at least try to love. Accept is the first step, and, love is the next. And then once I was able to accept who I was, and, all of my faults and all of my strengths and everything, then it was a lot easier for me to start changing and becoming the woman that I desired. And so the same thing is true for my body. I've really just been trying to love and accept my body how it is now. And that has sometimes that goes better than others. And a lot of that has to do with where I'm at in my cycle. If you've, heard me talk about that, and how our cycles as women, our menstrual cycles play into a lot of our self-esteem, our perception of ourselves and of others, and moods and all the things. You can go back. I think the episode was like something about being a woman is a gift, or anyways, or a superpower. Anyways, so this might end up being 2 episodes, guys, which is fine. So anyways, trying to love myself and love my body, and approach, the way that I eat and the way that I exercise, and that in, from a place of loving my body. And that has not always, I've not always been successful at that. And I've also just really, especially over the last year or two, I've really had the desire to just be able to take care of my body intuitively, meaning to just be able to kind of tune in, tap in, or, whatever, just think about my body, think about what my body needs, or tune into my body and really know what it needs, be that, food or exercise, or just whatever, what type of exercise, what type of food. And that has also been a struggle. That has been something that I've been working on a lot, and it has not come easy to me. I've had to practice a lot, and I've had to fail a lot at that. And, just trying to eat better, just, more clean foods, more, just, I'm not a fan of vegetables. No, let me rephrase that. In the past, I have not been a fan of vegetables. I am learning to love vegetables. But, so just eating more fruits and veggies, and eating more, just like my belief is that the closer to its original form that I can eat something, the better it's going to be for me. So like, if I'm going to eat some chicken, I want it to be like not chicken in a nugget that's been processed a whole bunch stuffed with a bunch of bread on top of it, even though I love chicken nuggets and I feed them to my kids weekly. But, or if I'm going to eat, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm sharing this. Anyways, just trying to eat things more fresh and natural, and not with a ton of, processed stuff in it, or it being processed a bunch. Again, that was a big tangent. Anyways, so, and then with exercising, just like, I don't know, there have been times in the past year or two that I have been like super consistent with going to the gym, and like that's felt really good. But then like for whatever reason, I just haven't been able to like keep that consistency up for more than 3 or 4 months, and so just trying to like decide like, okay, is there, is this because my body is trying to tell me something and this isn't actually serving me, or what needs to happen. Anyways, so I've played around with doing different types of workouts according to where I'm at in my cycle, and eating differently according to where I'm at in my cycle, and again, just really trying to take care of my body intuitively, like just being able to ask my body, what do I need, and like what type of exercise feels good today, or what type of exercise does my body need, or maybe it just needs rest today, or what type of food, and that has been helpful. It was a good next step for me. So maybe that's a good next step for you, is to, just try to tune in a little bit more. But what I've wanted to share is something that has really shifted for me. And that's not to say that I'm perfect at it. this was really helpful and really worked for me for a few weeks, and then I kind of fell off the wagon, I guess, and I'm kind of getting back on that wagon. But also, like, that's okay, right? Like, I was laying in bed just now thinking about that in there's many areas of my life where that has been the case, where I've set a goal or a habit that I'm wanting to oh, I thought I heard someone coming in. Sorry. A habit that I'm wanting to establish in my life, or just, a change that I'm wanting to make, and I'll do really good with it for a little while, and then I'll kind of fall off the wagon, and then I'll get back on. And part of me in the past has thought that is, that was a sign of failure, or that was a sign of something being wrong with me because I just couldn't stick with it. But what I've come to realize is that, these changes that we try to make and these habits that we try to establish, they are, for a lot of us, it's not, obviously, if it's something that something that we're trying to change, or something new that we're trying to do, we're not good at it, right? It's not going to come easy for us. And so it's normal and natural for us to maybe do really well with it for a little while and then kind of fall back. But what's important is to then not make that, this is another tangent, you guys, but oh well, this is fine. What's important is for us to not let that, like, falling back mean that we're a failure, right? And so, like, I did really good. So, okay, I haven't even, sorry, I'm all over the place. So I haven't even told you what the shift that was helping me. So I don't know why, but I just really fell in love with this word nourish. And just, so I have been, like, asking myself, like, how can I nourish my body? Instead of asking myself, like, what should I eat, or what does my body need right now, or what type of exercise should I do, or what type of exercise does my body need right now? I've just been asking, how can I nourish my body right now? How can I nourish my body and myself through, obviously, like, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm trying to come up with something to eat. Like, okay, how can I nourish my body right now? Or if I'm thinking of, what type of exercise, well, what would be nourishing to my body right now? And I don't know why, but that word nourish I just love it. I love the depth of it. I love, like, the intentionality behind it. I love, it's this whole, like, for me at least, it's a completely different way of, like, nurturing. And, maybe that's why it's so, I love it so much, is because as a woman, it's a form of, maybe it's another word to say nurture. And that is a very feminine aspect, a very feminine feature, right? And so, like, having the desire to nourish myself, or nourish my family, nourish my children, like, that has just, I loved it. I've loved it. And so, okay, so I said I loved it. Like I said, when I first kind of, I don't know, my angels helped me come up with that, or I don't even remember how I, like, thought of, like, asking myself that, but I did, of how can I nourish my body right now? And, like, asking myself that question really, really changed the way that I was feeding my body, the way that I was eating, for a couple of weeks. And then I kind of went back to, like, I would, either I would forget to ask myself that question, or I would ask myself that question and then just be like, ugh, I don't know, I'm just going to eat some chips or whatever, or I'm just going to have some candy because it's, Halloween was a few weeks ago. And so I've had tons of leftover candy, which we won't even get into that. But, anyways, and so, but just this week I've been, more intentional with that, of, like, okay, how can I nourish my body? What would be nourishing to my body right now? And so that is the first question that I'm going to share with you. And I am probably, I'm going to make a second episode for the second question. So to be continued. But maybe nourish doesn't, maybe that word doesn't do much for you, but maybe there's another word that does. How can I love my body? Like, maybe that question is really, kind of a zing, as a buzzword in a good way for you. Or how can I, care for my body? How can I appreciate my body right now? By how can I show appreciation to my body by the way that I'm going to feed it right now? Or, I don't know. Play around with what is a good question that you could ask yourself, or a good, kind of motto to have around how you want to take care of your body. Because I know from experience, and I'm sure you probably do too, that when it comes from a place of I have to do this, I have to work out so that I can lose weight, or I have to work out so that I can maintain this figure, or I have to eat this, it's just, for most of us at least, I feel like it ends up just being this dreadful thing, or we just get burnt out by it, or maybe we do it, but and maybe it's not dreadful, but it could be better, right? There's room for improvement. And so how can you nourish your body? How can you love your body? How can you care for your body? Through the way that you eat, through the way that you speak about your body, through the way that you view your body, right? Like I feel like I've talked about that in the past. When you look in the mirror, what do you notice? Do you immediately go to the cellulite in your butt, or, the acne scars on your face, or your hair that's not the color that you want it to be, or do you look at those features that you do appreciate about yourself? Just simple little things like that are not easy, but they are simple, and they, with practice, they can really change the way that you change your health. Oh, and someone is at my door. Okay, my oldest son is like, what is going on? I thought we were supposed to be in bed. Okay, so that's all for today, for this episode. The next question will be about about love and having more love in your home. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to record it right now, but you won't be able to listen to it till next week. So stay tuned. Love ya. Bye.